Time now for our 360 round. For that, I want to bring in our panel to discuss the outlook for the Mag 7, especially ahead of NVIDIA's results coming up this week. We've got Ron Westfall, analyst in residence at Hyperframe Research, and Hatem Diab, managing partner at Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hatem, let me start out with you. So a lot hanging on NVIDIA. It's been the MVP as it relates to the AI trade. How long can it hold that crown?
I mean, it should, and I think you will. When you look at all the hyperscalers spend, or at least what they announced this year, from Google's $90 billion to Meta's $85 billion to everyone else, really, all that money is really going towards the GPUs and the NVIDIA solutions. So I think it's going to hold on. I think what we're looking for tomorrow is really some nuance around the China business. Is that going to continue? And then also the ramp for their Blackwell chips, for their newer chips. So I'm hopeful that this AI party will continue.
Okay, Ron, what is your thought and what's your expectation going into NVIDIA's results? It often sells off recently off the back of its results, even if they beat and raise.
I fully agree with the observation. A great deal is going to hinge on NVIDIA's ability to show progress with the Blackwell capabilities. Also, I think another area that is important, and it came out during the Hot Chips conference, is that their addressable market is expanding yet more by, say, $1 trillion, and that is the physical AI market segment. And as a result, that's going to fuel their ability to meet, for example, the $450 billion spend on AI data centers by the end of this year alone. And by 2030, I'm anticipating that we're seeing a $5 trillion market. So the near term, this is going to benefit NVIDIA, but also further out, it's going to add, I would say, more momentum to their stock, in addition to taking advantage of the tailwinds at the macroeconomic level. That is the Federal Reserve indicating dialing back of interest rates and so forth. So this is all coming together to benefit NVIDIA this week and further out.
When you think about the AI growth story, right? NVIDIA's been a winner, Meta's been a winner. Where do you see the ladder within the Mag 7? This year, it's been a bifurcation, Hatem.
Well, I mean, it's obvious Apple is the loser, right? Siri is still a mess, right? But I would never count Apple out. And I think what we're going to see is first of all, we're seeing them already spending money in R&D to build private cloud, basically, whereby you can run AI models on your iPhone. And I think if that goes into Siri and Siri becomes very useful, I think that would be very, very huge for Apple.
Okay. Ron, I want to ask you that question in this way. Well, who do you think is the best position for the long run, let's say over the next 5 years within the Mag 7? Top two.
Sure. Yeah, I would go with NVIDIA and Microsoft. I touched on why NVIDIA. They're certainly well positioned to take advantage of physical AI investments. And I would add Microsoft for the reasons that they are pretty much maintaining their innovative edge, I would say, in terms of their Azure cloud business, as well as showing ecosystem influence with their Copilot offerings, as well as their ability to quite simply maintain growth with the Azure cloud business. And that, I think, will be their ability to be best investment over the next 5 years. Next, I would include Amazon, because they're also well positioned to take advantage of the physical AI momentum, as they are using automated warehousing as a key component of how to maintain their profit margins as well as their overall competitiveness.
I like that you added a third pick there. I was thinking I want a third pick. I like that you added one. Meta would like a word, though. But Hatem, what do you think? List for me your top three, and then I'm curious to know what you think about Apple for the next 5 years if it's not in your top three.
Well, again, I think NVIDIA definitely is at the top. But all these names, right? They are the leaders in the space. They have a massive cash flow that can fuel this AI buildup. So they will continue to be winners. I think Apple is, because they've been behind, the stock really has lagged behind all the Mac 7s. If they were able to really create this this new iPhone, or at least they add more software in the iPhone that drives more adoption and drives more sales for iPhones and obviously services, I think that would be an interesting play this year. For me, also beyond the Mac 7 is really we have to look at the energy. I think the biggest issue with AI, or at least as we build all this compute, is can we provide enough energy? So there's a lot of interesting names there that people should look at.
Okay, all right. We will leave our conversation there for today. All eyes on NVIDIA, set to release earnings this week, the last of the Mag 7. That's Hatem Diab from Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management, Ron Westfall from Hyperframe Research. Thank you both, guys.